Hey, what's up, friend? You are you interested in lack of skill? Yeah. Or maybe some suck. I'm just a new guy for the love of game. We don't go, I know it's bad. Times have changed, but not my mad. Don't you know that games are my thing? Yeah, I know it's getting real late. Come on, look at me. I even do storytelling. Also podcasts on great game subjects. Okay, yeah, I'm not a Markiplier or a PewDiePie. But hey, that's what makes me so unique, right? Right? And hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the NIKO Show. Doesn't that sound great? The roars are here. The earth is trembling from the embarrassment of that you're feeling from just seeing me right now in the flesh wearing a Mario hat. I have returned for another episode, and it has been a while, and there's, well, as the title suggests, there are a couple of big things that we're going to discuss on this channel. Now, this episode is kind of maybe a preparation to, kind of inform you guys on what's going on the NIKO channel and all that fun stuff, the real boring details, blah, blah, blah. But there are some juicy details, and I can't wait to share them with you because nobody really knows this besides me and maybe a few other people in the NIKO inner circle. But if you are first time listening to this, this might be your first NIKO episode ever have seen, witnessed, heard, whatever. So, before I get into this, hello, I am NikoTheLegend, also known as Well-Mannered Teenager, the Snowflake, Rambling Idiot, and Vigil, and I bring you embarrassment.
Fuck, get this guy off me.
I have to reach over to the keyboard. Look, my keyboard is quiet, thanks to a great suggestion from my oldest brother. It was a good time. It was about time to get away from the mechanical keyboard of clank, 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 clank. Yeah, that's really not, productive, and it kind of bothers people, especially when I'm playing games with a headset on and you're like fucking Terminator typing, or when I'm doing the soundboard for the NIKO Show episodes, whenever when the mood fits, right? Yeah, it's quite embarrassing. Okay, so as the title suggests, we are talking about big changes happening on the NIKO Show and the philosophy of Let's Plays. I'm going to save the big changes to the NIKO Show for the very end because it's going to take up a good chunk. I mean, the philosophy of Let's Plays is going to take up a good chunk. So I kind of wanted to talk about something interesting to me that I've been doing again, which is the Let's Plays, and then after that, just wrap it all up. Wrap a good chunk of that, of this episode with the big announcements and the changes to the channel. So before I repeat myself too much, hey, if you like what you see in the NikoTheLegend channel, subscribe. Check me out on all the platforms, all the links down below. You can find me anywhere, mostly anywhere. I'm on Libsyn, which is the main podcast platform. I'm on Spotify. If you want to just hear me and not see the ugly mug with the embarrassing hat, I am on YouTube, of course, and then there's plenty of other links down below. Now, the 1,000 subscriber mark is getting slowly but surely closer, and I appreciate anybody who's been around this long or is watching anything I post these days. We're only 22 subs away. I know, it's taken forever, but YouTube doesn't like Mr. Poor NIKO. So what am I going to do with arguing with shitty big tech? And here we are, right? So, but we're not going to get into that. And one last announcement. So, this will be a good tie-in with this another shameless plug is Let's Plop. Hey, you missed the good old days of your two favorite people playing games together and talking at the same time, making jokes and just enjoying a good time with the people playing the games. Well, that's what Let's Plop is. It brings back the good old classic days of duo commentary with two best buds, which is me always, and then whoever I have on the channel, Let's Plop, and whoever the guest is, whoever wants to do it with me. We have a good time, and we just play our favorite games. And you get to watch us play our favorite games, and we commentate and do dialogue and all that stuff. But it's fun. It's entertaining. It's pretty much a dying art. It has been for a while, but I'm trying to bring it back, and it's just my side fun gig channel. So that's Let's Plop. So I hope you check it out. That link will be down below too. Okay, I did it. Great. I feel good about myself. Okay, so now that I talked about Let's Plop, I kind of just explained it. The philosophy of Let's Plays. The philosophies of Let's Plays. Why do people do Let's Plays, you think? Why? Is it because they're easy? Well, that could be the case. It's because they're casual? That's a big one. Is it because you get to do your favorite thing and then just talk about whatever? Ah, we're getting warmer now. That's a good one. That's a goddamn good one, mate. That's pretty much what it is. Well, yeah, playing games with with close friends and just having a good time, and you get to immortalize those memories together by posting what you said and what you played on a channel, and that's great. So Let's Plays have been around. Let's just start from the very beginning. And for those of you who don't know, like I said, a regular Let's Play, a classic Let's Play. You look up Let's Play, it will always normally just be somebody or that you can see, or somebody playing the game that you can't see. And you watch whatever they're playing on the screen. And they're going through it. It's like a walkthrough or a playthrough. Sometimes there might be dialogue, sometimes there might not be. There's no commentary, with commentary. Depends on what you're looking for. And of course, what game you're looking for. So you type in anything, you type in any game you want, and if you want just a playthrough with nothing, you can do that. And then of course, like I just said, with commentary. So you have that freedom at your tips. And it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's like DVD or movie, like movie commentaries that people talk about episodes and stuff. It's like pre-recorded. It's not like, well, of course, when I do the Let's Plays, it's pre-recorded. It's not like I'm doing it live in front of an audience, which that would be interesting someday. But mostly people that are doing commentary over this stuff, they're just talking over what they see on the screen, like stuff that's already been done. Like for example, we're watching Lord of the Rings commentary. Like it could be like anybody, any actor just watching the movie they already made, and they're just talking about, oh, in this scene we decided to do it like this, blah blah blah, and then we felt that it was a good idea to do that. So that's that type of commentary. Let's Play commentaries for gaming, you can do it that way, but I haven't really watched anybody do it that way in terms of like what I look for. It's just like two homies, two friends playing a game and then talking. I like it when you're doing it all, at that very moment. There's no recorded footage. You're just playing it as you go, and you're just talking as you go. So it's all just in front of the mic. No camera. You usually don't have to do that. I usually don't like using a camera for Let's Plays, and a lot of people don't as well. It's kind of funnier that way, and you don't get distracted by the people playing. Sometimes, if you want to look up reaction stuff of that's fine, but mostly people don't use a camera. Kind of takes away the imagination, It's I like picturing people imagining like how they look when they're reacting or laughing or like what they're doing and stuff. Honestly, we're just sitting here playing and just talking and stuff, but so it's kind of it's not necessary. But YouTube, gamers have been doing it for so long on whatever platform that has video that has allowed people, gamers, nerds, to make videos of them playing games. Maybe Newgrounds always had it. Maybe eBaum's World. YouTube definitely was the epitome of Let's Plays. I can't tell you how many Let's Plays there are on this fucking planet. It's so saturated. You could even see through the thickness. Like you wouldn't even know what to do, or like who's good. Like, oh, have you heard this person? Have you heard this person? No, you haven't. You probably haven't, because there's so many people. So it's like, why am I doing the Let's Plop? Well, because I enjoy it. It's fun. And like I said, it's casual, and it's just like something to bullshit on when I'm not doing anything on the YouTube channel. And I would do Let's Plays on NikoTheLegend, but I kind of want to I left that alone after a while, and I wanted to make it a separate entity just because it stands alone. It's its own IP, if you want to call it that, or whatever, property. So, hey, if that turns into something, cool, whatever. But people do that. A lot of times, if it's real popular people, these two creators, they'll come together under one roof and they make their own entity or company or Let's Play channel, and they just best bros playing together, collabing together, and playing a game. Now, if you were just a passerby and you saw this, you probably wouldn't think much of it. It's very, very, very difficult to start from scratch on Let's Plays. It's almost suicide and almost a waste of time if you're trying to get somewhere with it. I used to do that when I did my first Let's Play channel with father and son, and I was so dedicated to it. I was so like hardcore, try hard, promoting everywhere I go. I don't do that anymore. I learned a valuable lesson not to do that because it just became a job and I don't even get paid for it. So what the fuck? It's just tedious labor for no reason. Of course I would have fun doing it, but I would always force myself to do it type deal. Compared to like, you know what? I'm in the mood to play this. Let's do this. That's what Let's Play is like. I ask, hey, you want to play this? Hey, you want to play that? And they say, yeah, cool. If they don't, okay, I get it. Whatever. I just move on. There's no like strings attached or anything like that. I try my best to keep it, just a fun experience and it's Let's Play and chill, gaming and chill. So anyway, like I said before, YouTube has been doing the Let's Play stuff for so long, so long, and I talked about it on a previous episode with Game Grumps. Game Grumps, to me, of course there was like the Markipliers, the PewDiePies who did Let's Plays and they got super popular, world famous status, whatever. But there was two people that I mentioned. It was Game Grumps. It was John Tron and Ego Raptor, or Aaron Hansen and John Jafari. If you haven't checked out any of the golden age of Game Grumps, I recommend it. It's a great time. And it's a good christening to get you used to Let's Plays. But why am I doing that? Just watch our stuff and then that's good enough. But they are the biggest inspirations for me to even give a shit about doing Let's Plays and everything, because I thought it was just so cool to see. Well, it was the stardom. It was how popular they were becoming, how much fun they were having, all the fan mail they would get. I love that. Like these people would like immortalize them with fan art and all that every second of the day. And it sounds like it's just to boost the ego or something, but I just think it'd be cool to go through that at least once in my life where I have that type of street cred, if you want to call it that, and then get paid for it. You get paid to play your favorite video games and talk about wherever, and people like it or they don't. It doesn't matter. You're still getting the paycheck, but as long as you're doing what you like and you're doing it honestly. That's what I always like to say. This chair is honestly annoying right now because it keeps moving away. So that's why I did Father and Son with my best friend Deal at the time, back in 2014. That lasted for about 3 years. We recorded a lot, and we learned a lot. That taught me how to do proper commentary, like hey, what you hear now is pretty much stems from me doing the Father and Son Let's Play, like learning how to communicate and being in front of a mic or, being recorded or whatever, right? That did a good job. I mean, I've always done like bullshit like home videos with my friends growing up and stuff, being on camera and all that. Like, who hasn't? But this one really did it because was just only the topic of playing your favorite game and commentating. So yeah, as soon as Game Grumps came out, everybody wanted to do the duo commentary. Everybody wanted to do it. And that happened back in 2012, and then here we are now 10 years later, which is crazy. Game Grumps is 10 years old. Nowadays, with Let's Play, it's just more on the lines of posting long-ass videos of your streams or really, really low-effort videos. Like, it's about as raw as you can get these days. People have gotten so lazy. That's why, that's what I'm saying. Like, Game Grumps back in the day, I mean, nowadays, they post long-ass videos. They put little to no effort in what they say anymore. It's been proven countless times. You look up all the videos about it. They suck. Let's just say. They're awful these days. But back in the day, when they first started, they were amazing. They taught me a thing or two about how to keep an audience attentive or entertained. Even though the subscriber count for Let's Pop is pretty low, still, you got to get inspiration from somewhere. And then, maybe one day it'll blow up. But we're not talking about that. we're talking about just, this Let's Plays in general and the philosophy behind it. And for me, the philosophy of Let's Plays, like, like I said, you just keep it simple and you just casually play with a friend. I mean, there's setup involved, of course, grabbing the mic, having the recording software, having the space and a computer that's capable of doing it, having enough like power behind it, processing, blah blah blah. Having a capture card if you're gonna record on consoles. Or if you're recording on PC across like Discord or something, you got to set it up that way. So yeah, there's some technical, mumbo jumbo behind it, but what thing doesn't when it comes to anything with technology, right? But once you learn how to do it, it's super easy. But yeah, like the philosophy behind it is plain Jane. Like whenever I have. So, for example, I have my good friend John who comes over. He's Dr. DeSesto, and we've done Let's Play or Let's Plop stuff a lot. As soon as he comes over, I have it all set up. I got the recording software going. I got our game of choice. The game of choice, the philosophy behind that is really what we're in the mood of playing. Sometimes I'll just have a game for us to play, and hopefully he's inclined to play it, or he'll have suggestions, and we kind of go with that. It's really what we're in the mood for. Like I said, I try not to force anything. And then the mic is just there, and then controllers. And then I hit the record button on the computer, and we're just going. And you do, at least on average, I try to do 10 to 15 minute episodes. That way it's like I give you like a daily snack, a daily thing to kind of warm yourself up to, like, if you're going to watch YouTube videos, hey, well, let's watch the next Let's Plot video. It's 10 minutes. And that's pretty much, like, that's the thing with Let's Plays. Nowadays, it's just, I mean, maybe they've always been doing that. I mean, they've always had long plays where the episodes are like 3 hours, 5 hours, like 3-parter type thing. I don't want to do that because that's just too much. It's too much. I'd rather just have it bits and pieces. I like it like that. I like the episodic adventure. For me personally, I like introducing ourselves every episode because it could be your first time coming to the channel and seeing the episode seeing Let's Plot for the first time. So I treat every episode like it's the very first one when it comes to introductions and, saying, hey, hello, and then the outro is like, hey, we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, blah, blah. It's like a farewell. It's like whoever stops by. But that's my style. Your style, if you ever try to do Let's Plays, is, well, whatever you make it out to be. Some people don't. They just do one introduction, and that's it. And then they just keep casually going. And then, they'll chop it up in chunks, but they don't ever do an introduction. Whatever, that's fine. That's whatever you want to do. But it's just to have fun, Because think about it. Think to yourself of classic... Where are we at? Okay, I was looking at the timer. Think to yourself of classic moments you had... With gaming, of course, think of all the great times you had with your friends, with yourself, and you wish you recorded that. I mean, thank God for capturing clips and stuff on Twitch or with an Xbox feature or something, which is great. That's like that. It kind of reminds you of it's like a highlight, except this is like a 10-minute highlight almost in a way. You get to see it captured, and it's forever there for all eternity until I hit the delete button or some shit, which I'll never do. I'll never delete any of the episodes. I don't care how much flack if I get, or they ever get, whatever controversial stuff arises. If it ever does, I'm just saying, I'll never do it. I'll keep my spine intact at all times, and I don't care what other people say about that. That's just how I am. But you get what I'm trying to say, though. It's just like in real life, right? I mean, that's why we have people making home videos with back in the 90s, a camcorder. It's like that, right? You're filming the great moments of your life growing up and all that, doing the cool, fun things like a GoPro, all that stuff. So just think of it like that in gaming, in terms of gaming. It's just like that. People can see what you've done in the world, right? On what trip you go on or seeing your kids grow up, whatever, that type of shit. It's like that. You get that kind of excitement. And you always look back at it. It's not narcissism or, having an ego. You were reminded of the good times you had and the memories of, like, I don't know, of that. Just to keep it plain Jane. So it's like I said, that's pretty much what I like about the philosophy of Let's Plot. I can always go back and watch any of these videos, any of the games we played through and be like, man, that was funny. I remember saying that now. And you're just reminded of, like, wow, this is great. I'm doing this and having a blast. because there are some really golden moments. Now, doing that dual commentary or just commentary in general while playing a game is hard at first. I kid you not. It is hard to do it casually because you're learning how to multitask, right? You have to remember to talk pretty much 95% of the time. At least that's how I see it. That's what I learned from Game Grumps. To keep not too much dead air, right? Or else they lose interest. Luckily, the game's on the screen and it's like flashing like a pachinko machine. But you get what I'm trying to say. I mean, it just depends on what's going on in the situation. If it's a moment where it's going to be quiet, it's going to be quiet. That's fine. No, it's the build-up. I get that. Rising climax. That's fine. But just understanding all that, like I said, doing the talking, playing the game. Sometimes it's hard to play the game efficiently when you're trying to make a point while playing a game. So nobody's perfect when they're doing Let's Plays. But if you get to a certain point where you've done it so many times, just like how I'm talking to you guys in front of this mic and looking at you, you just get used to it. You become numb. You learn how to multitask. You do it properly, right?
Stop right there, criminals.
Yeah, something like that. And I do it all the time. You see me right now. You see me with the Let's Plop stuff. Any other videos I make on YouTube. Streaming is a good opportunity to just get used to just being live and doing commentary. And you can go whatever pace you want when you're streaming. There's no pressure. It's a completely different format. It's way more laid back. Way more laid back. But like I said, with the Let's Play format and doing like 10-minute episodes and stuff, which I try not to rush it through the we got to get this done in 10 minutes type deal. No, just whatever. If the episode ends, it ends. Then we just continue on the next episode and just try to, finish off the conversation from before. It just works. It just works out in the end. It kind of just solves the issue in itself. And I remember, I don't know how it is for everybody else, how long it takes them to be decent at commentating. I mean, decent to me is just talking. That's it. Just being comfortable. That's it. You don't have to be funny. You don't have to force humor. You don't have to force a dialogue with somebody. But if you're in the mood to talk, cool, talk. We're human beings. We like to talk. We have a lot to say, and especially about what we're playing, what game we're playing. That's great. Pretty much the information's filled up right in front of us. The hard work's done, which is, whatever we see on the screen, that could be used as tools of pretty much success when it comes to commentating. So that's how I see with that type of philosophy when it comes to doing Let's Play. Of course, when I'm talking about all this, it sounds more technical than it needs to be, but I'm telling you, if you give it a shot, it's really not that bad. And like I said, you don't have to use a camera or anything. If you're doing like a stream or a really casual playthrough, you don't really have to say too much. Sometimes people are just known for their little quips here and there, or barely any dialogue, or if you're like me, you're like a chatterbox, and that's why it's good that I have other friends with me. It's always guests. I'm never by myself on Let's Plop. I always have guests, and they always bring something different to the table, and they could talk a lot, they couldn't talk, or maybe they don't talk a lot. But I always do. You always get NIKO on there. But anyway, I think you guys get the gist of the philosophy behind Let's Plays and stuff. And painful reminder, it's just people just enjoying what they love doing best when it comes to gaming. It's just playing it and recording it. That's it. There's however way you want to do it, that's your thing. So, and yeah, Let's Plays, like I said, I'm trying to bring it back with Let's Play. I'm just bringing that old school format back the way that it used to be. Sick of people being lazy and just doing the long format all the time and just Twitch highlights, stream highlights, or here's a 4-hour video, have fun scrolling through it without any timestamps. Like, yeah, fuck you. I don't want to sit there all day looking for one funny moment, or waiting for a gag or something. No, I don't have time for that. I don't want to have time for that. Even if I did have time for it, I wouldn't want to, which I kind of do have time for. That's why I'm recording this. I don't want to have time for that. I'm not the type of guy that goes out and deliberately looks for other YouTubers to watch their videos. I don't. I just have a handful, and that's it. And that's all I care about. If someone recommends me a channel, okay, maybe. But I'm pretty picky, as you all should be too. So, how did I do on the philosophy of Let's Plays, right? I like how you guys have to see me just reach for it. I should have the keyboard a lot closer. I don't know why I don't. I'm so used. Okay, so the reason why I have my keyboard far away usually, because when I'm streaming on a console game with a controller, or I guess a controller in general, I keep the keyboard away and I put the controller right in front of it. And yeah, it's just how it is. And then I have headphones plugged into the monitor, and I use those. And sometimes the cord gets caught on the keyboard, so I deliberately move it out of the way, the keyboard. But I don't have to do that because I'm not using headphones, which most would say I should use headphones in case the audio is not working. But I can hear it. You might be able to hear it too. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do I have a... Oh, man, I don't have my water jug next to me. Okay, so that's the philosophy of Let's Plays. Appreciate it. We don't usually do I should have said this in the beginning. My bad. We don't usually talk about two subjects, like big subjects on the channel. It's usually like news-related stuff and then one topic, and that's it, and then basic introductions and then conclusion stuff. But this one in particular, I'm doing it on purpose because philosophy of Let's Plays just popped in my mind. I wanted to talk about it. I popped in my head when I was in the pool this morning. And then this one, the changes happening on the NIKO Show. Okay, for those of you, if you're one of those not to sound presumptuous. If you're one of those people that have listened to my episodes every now and then, or all of them, and sometimes you wonder, like this particular gap, how I haven't posted an episode, I haven't done one in a while, there's a particular reason behind it. One, my show has been sucking when it comes to ratings, let's just call it that, on YouTube. I don't know how it's doing on Spotify, I haven't looked at it. It's doing okay on Libsyn, but yeah. On YouTube specifically, if you look back in the past like 5 to 10, maybe 5 videos, 6, they've been sucking really bad. For me, for my channel, a good amount of views is like over 20. I know that doesn't sound like much, but who doesn't do podcasts these days? Everybody's doing a podcast these days. So me saying that, I'm like the bazillionth person saying that. So it's hard. It's very hard, and it requires a certain type of audience, okay? So let's just say, in the short version is, NIKO is not going to be alone on the channel anymore when it comes to the NIKO Show. The podcast will still be happening once every week or every other week. Because I'm going to be having a co-star on the NIKO Show and on the NikoTheLegend channel. Well, I changed the name, the NIKO Show, and I'll say her name, Carolyn. NIKO and Carolyn Show, or the NIKO and Carolyn Show, whatever, right? If you don't know Carolyn, I did an interview with her last year in May about her and her great music career, the first ever like in-person interview, which we'll be having some more in the coming days. Just depends on the scheduling and all that. But if you've seen that interview with Carolyn and you're hearing this now and you know who Carolyn is, she's amazing. She's great. I love her to death. She's one of the greatest people I've ever met, and I have mad respect for her. Fantastic musician. Just, I'm fangirling all over the place. I'm trying not to drool, too. She's a beautiful woman. Very beautiful. So, I recommend you checking out that interview, giving it a shot, see how it goes, and see what you think about her. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. It was our longest episode, too, an hour and a half, so I don't expect you to watch the whole thing. Just get an idea. So, that Carolyn was kind enough to accept my proposition of having her on the channel once a week or every other week. But no matter what I do in the future NIKO Show episodes, she's always going to be on there. If it takes 2 weeks to get her on there, fine, 2 weeks. If it takes a month, fine, a month. If it takes 1 week, you get the picture. No matter what, we're gonna have her on there. Now, of course, we're going to test it out. We're going to have this. You're going to see it. It's going to be the next episode after this one. And we're going to see how we do together. It's pretty much going to be a lot of conversational stuff. Just a dialogue between two people like you would with your best friend or something. That's pretty much how it's going to be. And we just talk about whatever. It's not going to be like an interview type process like how I usually do it when I have artists or certain individuals on the channel. Sometimes we're just playing catch up. We're just talking. I've done that with other guests on the channel too. But it's just us talking about whatever. Like I said, I might have a topic. It won't be like the entire time, but yeah, we're gonna give it a shot, and we're gonna get the ball rolling, and it's gonna be fun. And like I said, she's a local musician, superstar. She's amazing. She's gonna bring that superstar power to the NIKO Show, and we're gonna be getting. It's gonna be great. I can't how do I say it? I can't even begin to like explain how excited I am. Let's just say that. Keep it simple, because it's gonna be awesome. I've never done this. The NIKO Show's been around since like what, 2017, and it's just been me the entire time with special guests. Well, I got to make a change. Things aren't happening on the NIKO Show, so sometimes I have to be beaten to a pulp, beating a dead horse to realize I'm like, this is not working. So we're gonna try this, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And might record our first episode next week. Now, I haven't done a live episode in a while because the NIKO Show has been kind of, and there hasn't been really need to. It's all the stuff you're seeing right now is pre-recorded. But that might change. I know the first episode with Carolyn, I'm going to want to just do it pre-recorded because it's going to be a demo pretty much. It's going to be like a diamond in the rough kind of thing, or rough around the edges, whatever you want to call it. We're going to see how it goes, and if we feel like the flow was there, we did a good job. I mean, we'll still post the episode, but if it just didn't work out, then it didn't work out. But, we can always just keep practicing, not just call it quits, right? And what makes me happy is that she's excited to do it too. She's probably one of the busiest people I've ever known to man. Like, I'm telling you, crazy busy. You wouldn't believe. So I feel honored when I ask somebody to do this, and I try to do it as nice as possible. Adhering and empathizing and what they're doing in their life, and the fact that she agreed to it is great. It makes me feel good. I feel honored to have that type of opportunity. So anyway, not the brown nose so much to Carolyn. But yeah, you get what I'm trying to say here. We're going to just try it all out, and I think you guys will love her. Like, if I love her and everybody else that she's friends with, I met her at the gym a long time ago, badass woman, then I think you will too. I think you will. As soon as she starts talking, it's going to, yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much what's going to be happening on the NIKO Show. That's going to be the changes happening. It's just having a co-host. And now here's the thing. The subject matter, like I said, is going to be more conversational, a dialogue between two people kind of just hanging out and talking and stuff in front of a mic and camera. We probably will have a topic to discuss, but it's not going to be like, oh my God, we only have to talk about that, like how I usually do on the NIKO Show. But generally, when I'm doing the NIKO Show stuff, it depends on if I do an interview with somebody. It could be about music, could be about whatever, art, games, or whatever, right? It could be about anything. But generally, NIKO will do it on gaming stuff or nerd pop culture or something. That's going to be a little different too. It's going to be something that her and I can both talk about, because if I just talk to her about video games, she doesn't play video games. Why would I bore her to death with that? I've beaten that fucking horse so many times anyway. So it's gonna feel fresh no matter how you look at it, with a new co-star, and then topics or discussions and what to talk about. But hey, maybe we'll talk about nerd culture if it comes up. I mean, we've all seen a superhero movie. We've all seen a video game before, or played a video game once in our life. We've all read a comic. Did I say that? Read a comic book, or read. We all have our favorite books that we've read, like that type of stuff. It doesn't have to be just video games. It can be anything nerd related. But if it comes up, conversation, or it's just maybe a topic I run by her that she would seem interested in doing, So it's gonna be like a meet and hat, like a compromise, right? That way it's something that we can both enjoy. And I would not dare not scare her off like that, because that'd be terrible. So a reminder, that's Carolyn, who plays in the great band, cover band, which they should be eventually they'll be doing their own music, I believe. Carolyn and Dawn Patrol. I'll post the link to the interview that I did with her last year, and I hope you check it out. Like I said, she's amazing, wonderful, beautiful woman. Got mad props. I think I can't stress that enough. So, of course, as you guys, if we start doing the live episodes, that's going to be great. I'm excited for that. Going live again is going to be a lot of fun. I love talking to the people in chat and stuff, especially when my channel had a lot of traffic coming to it. That was great. But it's going to be cool to see different people coming to the channel now, just to see Carolyn probably mainly, and then I'm just there. But hey, I'm okay with that if she steals the show. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be the Nico and Carolyn show or whatever, right? I'm just honored that she's there. That stuff doesn't bother me, you know. So we'll see how the views go, the reception goes, and it's not going to happen too long from now, so prepare yourself. This is the video that's supposed to get you guys prepared for that. And you know what? If you're watching this or hearing this and you have the links, come find me. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. You're on YouTube, or email me, or find me wherever, and just let me know what you think about this new format. If you've been watching the NIKO Show for a while now, let me know what you think. If you like that idea. If you're indifferent, okay, I don't care. Just let me know. Now, of course, when we start doing the new format, let me know what you think about it at that time, at that period of time. There's a lot of podcasters out there that don't always do this stuff alone. Like, there's plenty of popular, famous podcasters that always have another person on the show with them. And it just kind of makes it more fun that way, I think. I think it's a lot more enjoyable. Like I said, the dialogue. Like, that's the thing. You don't know what's going to come out of the other person's mouth on what they're going to say, and it could just turn into like an hour or 2 episode or whatever, right? It could just expand into something entirely something interesting, crazy that you never expected. So that's going to be fun too, having her on the show, because who knows what either of us will say. And if you look back at the interviews that I've done with artists and stuff, I don't plan any of the questions, by the way. It's all unscripted. I don't write down anything. I mean, you guys know as well as I do. I go in this shit blind. A lot of the times, of course, if it's someone I'm interviewing, it's usually stuff that I've listened or seen their artwork or whatever creations they've done. And I just kind of go from there. That's it. That's all my template. I'm like, okay, this person did this music. I loved it. Here's who they are, their name, and then we just go from there. So it's kind of like that with Carolyn. And you guys will get to know Carolyn. And you know what? This is going to be funny. You might know me for the first time too. Because if anybody goes back and watches this before Carolyn comes on the show, hey, I appreciate it. You might be someone who only knows Carolyn and not Nick or Nico. So, I guess nice to meet you. Person who comes from the future who went into the past to say hello. Man, that's wild when you think about that shit. So, folks, not to overstay my welcome, even on my own show, channel, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's pretty much the gist of it. So we talked about the philosophy of Let's Plays. We talked about big changes happening in the NIKO Show, which I can't fucking wait. The episode should be on average an hour long, of course. Nothing's changing besides having a co-host and what we're talking about. But it's still me, baby. I'm still gonna be me. I'll be just as creepy and stupid looking when Carolyn's on the show. So anyway, philosophy of Let's Plays and changes to the NIKO Show. The NikoTheLegend channel is still gonna remain the same. It's only gonna be the podcast and the whatever the news related informative videos that I do. So check those out too. Hey, those are mainly gaming videos, but whatever. Someone's a nerd out there. Oh, everyone's a nerd at heart somewhere. Or rather. Anyway, folks, I appreciate you being here. I'm NikoTheLegend, also known as a well-mannered douche. Teenager, the rambling idiot, and Vigil. I hope you did enjoy this, this filler episode to what's to come. What's yet to come. And I can't fucking wait. So I hope to see you there, folks. I hope to hear your voices on the new alterations to the NIKO Show podcast. Like I said, I'm fucking ecstatic for this. And like I said before, too, I'm glad Carolyn is as well. It makes me feel good about that she's not obligated to do it. So I can't wait. And it's little to no pay for her. Isn't that great? Little to no pay for her time. I don't get paid for it either. It's just for fun, folks. Anyway, Pathfinders, have a great day and take care. You know what? I got nothing.